And this is A&B Convo's Wrestling Edition.
Welcome, everyone, to Monday Night Raw TV14.
Wrong show.
Oh.
No, it's not Raw.
My bad. Welcome, everyone, to the most must-see wrestling review and live reaction show on YouTube. Welcome to A&B Convo's Wrestling Edition TV14. As you can tell from the thumbnail, things are about to get wet and wild. Ooh, ooh.
I just want you guys to know that thumbnail has always been his idea. I'm always blown away that he uses it. And I think that maybe we should retire it.
What do you mean? We workshopped this, okay? We had a whole creative team behind it.
Bone Crusher
the poll
and the cats
suggested we're entering the TV. PG is over. And perhaps it is for A&B Convo's Wrestling Edition as well. This is a family show, but perhaps no more. Perhaps we should get raw. I could be wrong. What is going on, everybody? Let's go to the top. Right out of the gate, we're going to acknowledge each and every one. Well, I can't say each and every one. Zay, number one. What's going on, Zay?
Isaiah?
Good to see you in here. I love that. We got some members in the house. Kill Dixon.
Kill Dixon in the house.
There's your girl.
Shayla's in the house.
Diva era, here we come. Can I just say really quickly, when we were in Vegas for Money in the Bank, we went to the WWE shop and they had all the belts that were out there in person. I have to admit, that Divas Championship is actually pretty fire.
Yeah, it was.
It was a really nice looking belt.
Yeah, I do feel like we need to add that to our collection one day.
You know, so I hope not. We don't want it back, but it was a nice belt. I will say that.
The belt was nice.
Jedi Knight, we acknowledge you.
What's that?
And by the by, we did love your acknowledgement of us on Twitter, and that will be utilized in the not so distant future. Just want to let you know that. David Tate Jr., what's going on?
What up, David Tate?
King Swag.
King Swag.
And you already know, Jody. Woo!
I thought we were going to do the woo after the Bennett, but we just went to the
Jody.
So.
Jody Bennett. Woo! Good to see you. What's up, Jaden Winchester?
What's up?
Oh, Jaden, it's good to see you in here. Ayoka Walker.
Hi. Welcome back.
Love you too. Thank you so much for joining us. We appreciate you so much. We got a lot of people in here. Tariq, the number one king, reacts.
What up, Tariq?
Oh, hang on, Samantha Poole.
Hey, Samantha.
Hi. You're in DC for a family reunion. That's awesome.
Oh, that is awesome. We're going to visit one day. That's
fantastic. Make sure Mr. Butler makes you a plate. All right? Get you some barbecue, some beans.
That's like way before Samantha
some
Poole's
potato
time.
Salad.
Like she has no idea what you're talking about.
And
they don't even do reruns of that show.
There are no unnecessary ingredients like raisins. Okay? Sophie Dopey came in hard with that super chat right out of the gate.
Sophie Dopey?
Come on, Sophie Dopey. What do you say? Thoughts on the SummerSlam build?
Well, considering that Smackdown, there was nothing to react to. Not great.
Yeah, we're going to talk about that.
I mean, nothing worth reacting to.
We're going to talk about that. First and foremost, thank you for that super chat. The first one of the night.
Appreciate you.
We appreciate you. You know what? Hang on. We're going to say something, but we want to acknowledge a few more people in here. I love this. My last super chat because I don't have any more money. That's okay.
Quanthaven Moore.
What's going on? TJ Johnson. Michael Tolbert. Oh, I love this. Emily Brown. What's up? What up,
Hey, Emily. Hey,
Lucado.
Trey.
Khalid Muhammad.
Khalid.
Arcel World.
Yes, Arcel.
Check it out. Isabella.
Hey, Bella.
What's going on? Professor Dingle. That's a cool name.
Darian Thomas.
That was a great name. Somebody. I'm not sure. Oh.
Bone
Crusher is alerting us to something. What up, Dro? Good to see you.
Hey, Dro.
901 Shogun.
Look at that.
Aaron Drew. Oh, we got some people here. Congratulations. Thank you for the 11K. Look.
Thank you, Aaron.
This time last year, we were at
approaching 5,000.
5.
So we more than doubled. So
thanks to you.
Totally grateful for
all.
each and every one of you. I have no idea.
No idea. I streamed on my YouTube channel Monday, Tuesday night. Oh, all right, Quante, we're going to check that out.
You did.
We're going to check you out. Morris Rings, what's going on? Darian Thomas. We got some people in here. I love it. Ex Neptune, what is up?
Ex Neptune.
Good to see you.
Yes.
Man, oh man. All right, so let's talk about a couple things. Because
Hi, Timmy Hook, if we didn't say hi.
oh, wait, Hook is in the house? Hook!
Timmy Hook.
Oh, Timmy Hook. Okay. Just as good.
I was going to
Just
say,
as
you
good.
get some claps too.
Ariana.
Hey, Ariana.
Oh my gosh. Look at
Oh, that's awesome. Thank
Come
you.
on.
Much love.
No, man, because look, we know you guys cheat on us with other channels. We know it. We see it. We see you in the chat.
That's okay, because some of you guys we stole from other channels. So
Yeah,
we,
but
we gotta have some give and take. We
appreciate you guys showing us the love and support that you have. We say it all the time. We'll keep saying it. We wouldn't be here without you. So thank you. We acknowledge each and every one of you. Ariana, we love you back. We love you back. Cy Ray Gardner.
Hey, what's up, Cy Ray
I
Gardner?
love that. I don't know if it's any relation, but all right. I appreciate that. Talk Paris, Jacoby. All right. They quietly retired the women's tag team championship because they don't have any plans for it. We're gonna talk about that. We're gonna talk about that because
for real.
So yeah, let's get into this a little bit. I wonder who Max Dupree's sister is. Interesting.
Oh, Sanran X Anime. Hey,
Good
welcome.
to see you in Retro Rampage.
We always see you in the comments, but we don't always get to see you in here. But you've been here last
Mary
time.
Barbie, we love that you're here.
Yes.
Stick around as long as you can. We appreciate you. So let's talk about some things. Thank you, Timmy. We appreciate you. We love you too.
A&L Pro Wrestling. What's up, Pro Wrestling?
What up, Darnell Phillip? What up? So the build-up. Let's start with the build-up to SummerSlam.
And hold on, A&L Pro Wrestling. We'll get to that too. We will get to your question.
Yeah, we talked about that last time too. So yeah, we'll get to that in a second. But yeah, we'll get to that during SummerSlam. So the build up to SummerSlam. Well, first and foremost, I don't love the fact that they have 2 pay-per-views in 1 month. I think it's a little janky. It is what it is. We just got to make our peace with it.
Yeah.
My thing is this, and we were talking about it last night. We were looking at Smackdown. To be honest, Smackdown was I mean, there have been better shows, but
that was a really understatement.
It had its moments. But my thing is this: I don't know how many times we are going to see the Usos and like how many combinations Usos and Street Profits. I love the fact that the special guest referee is JEFF. That's JARRETT. Jeff Jarrett.
That's only because you like doing that.
I do.
That's the only reason.
I enjoy it. I enjoy Guitar Shot. Personally, I want to see them bring Elias back. Guitar versus guitar. That's a whole other thing. It's kind of wild. They got to bring him back in here. But I mean, honestly, there has been no build. But more than anything, we were talking about this last night. The biggest issue that I have right now, and I said this before, one of the biggest main points of being a professional wrestler at this level is you want to be a champion. You want to have a title around your waist. Clearly, there are people who will never get that big championship gold, who are huge stars like Roddy Piper, never a WWE champion. Intercontinental,
that's a
just
crazy fact.
Couldn't grab that brass ring.
I never wrap my, I know that's a fact, but when you say it, it sounds ridiculous.
It's like Cody said about Dusty, right? That didn't happen. So when you have a brand split and you decide to split the belts, so you've got the Raw Championship and you get the Universal Championship on its respective brands. Now you do this unification bit. That's one thing. That's bad enough. Not officially saying the brand split is over, but just having people just show up on any show. And now you have your unified champion, who essentially is taking time off, not showing up. And for me, that's a problem because I don't know how you can be truly invested. It's fine to see Brock show up, wreck shop on Monday Night Raw with the Alpha Academy and Fear, whatever. But he's wrestling Roman Reigns. He's not wrestling Paul, Theory, or any member of Alpha Academy. So where was that interaction?
Yeah, they're not bothering to build up for SummerSlam at all. I don't, I mean, your last pay-per-view, you had to change theaters because you could not fill the stadium.
But it was bad for us.
No, we
It was actually very, very
we
lovely
liked
seats.
the little cozy arena, right? Because we had that's not the point. The point is, so then you still don't bother doing a proper build up to SummerSlam. SummerSlam. It's SummerSlam. Last year SummerSlam, you're pulling out the big dogs. Now I'm sure there'll be a surprise or two. At this point, you probably don't need a surprise. You probably need to give us something now because Street Profits and Usos, what sucks about this is that they are so good. The Usos are so good. The Street Profits are so good. Money in the Bank, their match was the match of the night. Fire, 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 volcano fire. But just because they're good, then you save it for the pay-per-view. You don't keep showing it to us over and over and over again, mixing them and them as if if you're doing one Us against one Street Profit, you're doing something different. It's insane to me. They have fired so many people. We will continue to say this is because you fired most of your roster. You fired all of the superstars that we would want to see in there. So you have nobody. So you just keep doing this on repeat over and over again. And they don't seem to be learning. So your Money in the Bank failed for all intents and purposes. And you're not doing anything different about SummerSlam except bringing Brock back again. I don't understand.
You know what? I want to swerve at SummerSlam. I know.
Oh, Swerve is at AEW.
Yeah, we'll talk about AEW and the tag team champ. We'll get there. I want to swerve at SummerSlam. I want to see Jeff Jarrett crack open that guitar, and I want to see it happen on the Street Profits because he's a better heel than he is a face. That's the only way that you're going to really legitimately accept, I think, the Usos retaining if there's some kind of shenanigans. I'm fine with a clean win. Don't get me wrong. I'm just saying that's just boring. Like if he's just going to be a straight-laced ref, call it right down the middle, 1, 2, 3, whatever, then it's over. That's boring. Like you got to give us something.
You know what they could have given us for a referee? Tamina is the guest referee. Naomi is the guest referee. Be creative. Is there a creative department out there? WWE? Hello?
We don't know.
Hello?
We don't know.
Hello?
Now, you make a very interesting question. A&L Pro Wrestling about Carmella, Bianca, Becky. I mean, we called it. We said it's going to be a triple threat situation. Carmella and Bianca about to run this back.
Well, if they are running this back again, then this next week, then are they going to do a triple threat?
Just do it. Just make it happen, Captain.
Do it for what? I almost feel like Carmella probably has this time and maybe SummerSlam to get people to care about her one way or another. I don't know.
But I liked her better with the mask. Like you had the people helping her
with
out,
R-Truth.
fixing the hair. Yeah, I mean, right now it's just whatever. She's good in the ring and all, but I mean, her overall character needs that little something extra. You know what I mean? So, yeah, I mean, I think it needs to happen. I think we need something big. This is freaking SummerSlam. Dude, come on. You can't just rely on Brock and Roman to carry the show. You gotta come out the gate swinging. And that leads me to this question. Are we gonna start to see possibly some changes because this new TV14 that everybody's talking about, apparently the PG era is over, at least on Monday Night Raw. So we're going to start to see a little bit of TNA. My question is, how much are they going to dip themselves into the pool of TV14? Are we going straight up into the Attitude Era? I mean, if y'all remember, y'all saw some stuff. It got a little raunchy.
Well, and that's the thing. Are they talking about that, or are they talking about blood and going back to using tacks and splitting people's face open like AEW does? Because if they're talking about going back into that well, they're only doing that because of AEW.
Hey, man, I'm all about it.
And let me tell you why I'm not okay with you being all about it. You know what? I guess I'm okay with you being all about it if you're saying that it's okay that children now only have Smackdown and NXT to watch. Because what happens is, as adults, we tend to forget that this is supposed to be an entertainment show that a father or a grandfather can take their children and grandchildren to. And you know darn well that you would not want to take our grandchildren to see a show that is full of that.
I wouldn't want to see a whole bunch of TNA, but blood happens. This is a professional wrestling match. When we watch,
yes, it is a professional wrestling match. It is not UFC.
When we watched Dr. Britt Baker, DMD, come on now, take out that bag of thumbtacks, man.
Nobody wants to see that.
Picked up, folks.
Well, I guess people do want to see that, but that is not professional wrestling to me.
It's professional wrestling. Okay, talk to the hardcore champion himself, Mick frickin' Foley.
Yeah, and that time, and that era, to me, was not something you should bring in small kids to see in person. How traumatizing!
I'm saying that's what I'm asking. What does this TV14 going to look like? What is this going to mean?
Yeah.
That's the question. How much? Because for me, it's like it's a splash of cold water. Like all of a sudden, you're just doing an about face. You were PG all the way for years. And now, all of a sudden, this McMahon scandal's coming out, doing stuff he may or may not have done, hush money, whatever. Sasha Banks walking out. So like we said, you have officials like John Laurinaitis going in, doing things with women they may or may not should be. We don't know. There's still the investigation going on. The ratings not being what they wanted to be. Roman being part-time. No one's able to fight for a championship. Women's tag team championship belts just MIA, just gone.
It seems like maybe Vince or John Laurinaitis messed with somebody with some Creole blood or something, because this company looked like a big old curse or some voodoo was on it, because it is going down.
Well, I think what's going down, if you look on Zelina Vega's Instagram, you want to talk about TV14, she's been showing her assets, letting the people know. First, she changed her hair, and she letting the people know, I'm coming back, and I'm coming. So, what are we talking about?
I mean,
what are we going to see this
when the
on
females, but when they do this, they are putting themselves, they are setting themselves apart from the men wrestlers, because in a bad way, because men aren't over there fighting with some little tiny Speedo where their junk may fall out on a move.
It has happened.
And
it has happened.
I'm saying these days you really aren't seeing men dressed in a way where stuff is going to slip out while they're fighting, because
there's been some testicular fortitude.
Lately?
Not lately.
But I'm saying when these women come out in these skimpy outfits, we're constantly seeing wardrobe malfunctions. Talk about a show not being appropriate for children. I do not want you flashing your nip or your beaver at the boy in the front row.
Did you say beaver?
I was trying to find a word that was going to be TV14 or less.
I guess we just dipped our toe into the TV14 era. We brought beavers into this. Leave them alone. They got dams to build. Mr. Perfect was not a WWE champion. Exactly. But he was a great Intercontinental champion.
Oh my gosh, imagine Rikishi was the guest. Oh God. I need you to work for WWE Creative. Where are you?
Bring it. Just come on, man. Look, this is the time, because here's the thing. You're building this match with Brock Lesnar and Roman Reigns as like, this is it. Last time. Winner take all. So if you're trying to get that kind of weight, think about my man, because he always comes out decked out on a pay-per-view. Imagine he comes out with Paul, with the Usos, but then wait. Rikishi comes out. Solo Sikoa comes out. Tamina comes out.
The whole stage is just this.
The bloodline. Full force, falling in line behind the tribal chief, walking to the ring against a solo Brock Lesnar. I got chills just talking about it. Come on, man. How hard is that? Come on. That would be fantastic. I feel like Theory's like CM Punk in a way. Yeah, well, I mean, and I saw a comment in there. You know, Madcap Moss is good. I like his new character. He's still kind of funny, but he's, you know, a little more serious.
Well, he's going heel now.
Well, I'm saying
I'm assuming that means you're going heel.
Nah, I wouldn't. I don't know if you.
You have the Usos help you attack somebody when the bad guys help you attack somebody from behind. That puts you over in the heel category, I believe.
Perhaps. I think he's an evenly matched opponent for Theory. I will say that. So that is cool.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I'm not mad at that. I just. I think that there are unknowns here because I think you said something about. Did you say something like, what if Brock? Like, what if there's a win, but he's like, I don't want the Universal Champion. I want the WWE Championship. So he throws the other one back to Roman or something like that. Wait, didn't you say something like that?
I thought you said something like that. It was mentioned.
We were talking. Mentioned. So imagine, Shayla. We're not saying this is going to happen. Just hear us out. I'm saying that Brock wins at SummerSlam. Gets the belts, looks at both of them, throws the Universal Championship back at Roman. I don't want it. You can have it. And then takes the WWE Championship back to Raw.
I mean, first of all, he doesn't go to Raw. He doesn't go anywhere. And second of all, who in the hell would want a championship that they lost and was tossed back at them?
I'm just saying. Because again.
Awful. You had
two belts because of the brand split.
You can't do that. That would ruin Roman. Everything Roman is built,
so
that would be like that you couldn't.
He won't win then. Like that, he won't will it be just a straight.
Brock Lesnar is not coming into this company anymore to have a title run, to have a title reign. That's my opinion. I feel like we've been watching this story long enough that we know that Brock Lesnar does not go here. They pay him a lot of money to show up for a certain amount of months to get people riled up because they want to see it. But they don't want to put their belt on someone who, for real, is like only here, a couple times throughout the year. Mm-hmm. Lately, they've been just dishing out ducats to have him around, which makes sense that you fired your entire roster, basically. But we have seen this story. We're over this story. I'm amazed at how many people could still sit here and think that Brock is going to win. And if they really swerved us like that, it would only be because Roman is really going to Hollywood. But then what is Brock? Brock is also going to take your belt and be gone. And we're all complaining that your championships are gone.
But ultimately, what are we talking about? Because everybody's saying, again, like we said a few times before, Rock, Roman, WrestleMania next year. That they want to have him hold on to the titles until at least Mania next year. Now, we're already halfway through this year. That's a strong possibility, and that's probably one of the reasons why he's going part-time. So he doesn't have to defend it quite as much. I don't know.
If they, in fact, plan on, they being Vince, giving Austin the belt and making him like the youngest, whatever, it would make sense that Roman and Rock would have a fire match. that Roman would just barely pull out the win, and he's like, they're both like laid out, and then Austin comes in, cashes in, and then takes the belt from Roman.
But the bloodline, as it is, was essentially also built around getting that goal.
Yeah.
Being at the top of the mountain. So you have SummerSlam, you got the Usos, you got the Street Profits for like the 1,000th time. It's going to hurt the bloodline brand if they lose those championships. Now, I think they can take it a little more so than Roman, but let's just say that the Street Profits do finally get that goal. Usos lose it. I'm sure they'll get a rematch and probably get it back. There's no way that Brock is going to win and get that gold from Roman. Because now the whole thing you built, this foundation of the bloodline you built the Smackdown brand on is not devalued. So I can't see it. I can't see it happen. I mean, we'll talk about it during our prediction show. We still got a little time, but I don't know. What do we got over here? What do we got here?
What do we got here?
What are your thoughts on The Rock started making her promo? You know what? Nixon? Promo is one thing. I like to see the words be backed up in the ring. Let me see what you got going on in the ring. Now, Santino Marella's daughter, I will have to admit, she's much bigger than I thought she was.
Yes.
And she's much better. But she was trained by her dad.
She's much bigger than her dad.
But she's very well trained. She's doing a great job. She's good on the mic. So she's still a little green, but she's good on the mic. And she's pretty good at the ring. So if The Rock's daughter can back all that up, then we're somewhere.
Honestly, she has the genes on both sides to I mean, neither one of her parents settle for anything less than excellence. Like, they are about everything they do. And I think even if she came out and wasn't great in the beginning, that Rock would probably be like, I'm gonna drop everything and I'm gonna come and train you. You know what I mean? Like,
he would have done that already.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I mean, I'm sure your dad has worked with you, but he's not worked now, not to the same level as the other people who were raised in the business, because their dad's not as busy. I mean, he's probably one of the busiest men in the world with what he does, but his kids are a priority. And I feel like she's got too much wrestling royalty in her blood as well, with Roman being her uncle, the Usos being her uncles, that how could she do anything but succeed? And because they have these generations coming up, because Solo is coming up, because she's coming up, you can keep the bloodline going for generations. You don't need a new story.
You can make it happen.
You don't need a new story.
You could.
They have the bloodline. The bloodline story is the bloodline story, and they are part of the bloodline. So it makes sense for them to bring them up on the bloodline train and try to keep that being a thing. You know what I mean? You don't have to ruin it.
Yeah, you know what? SummerSlam, I don't want to call it Mania Night 3. I mean, I get that. But therein lies the problem. Therein lies the problem with creative, storytelling, build up. Every single pay-per-view should be able to stand on its own 2 feet with no comparison to the previous pay-per-view. This is a fault of WWE.
So what really needs to happen if they care about SummerSlam is that Bianca, when Carmella and Bianca are fighting, we need to see interference from Bayley. And then now Bayley has worked her way, and we have a triple threat with Bianca, Bayley, and Becky. I mean, no, not Becky. Wait, who is it? Becky? Was it Becky?
Raise your hand if you miss Bayley.
I mean, come on, dude, come on.
We need some. It is so thin, especially on the women's side right now, man. It's a shame that I know she's recovering still. I'm hoping we might see a surprise at SummerSlam.
I thought that I heard that she was recovered.
She's not back yet.
I know she's not back yet, but I
You
could have
know?
sworn.
But also remember, Charlotte's not going to be on her honeymoon forever.
Yeah, Charlotte won't be on her honeymoon forever. But I don't know. I
She's
don't
gonna
know
be
how
back.
anyone's going to react to anybody because I didn't expect them to be so awful to Lacey Evans. So
We got a super chat in the house with the Three Kings super chat for you. Thank you so much for
thank
that.
you.
They and you say they are still doing the same tag matches since WrestleMania.
Thank you. It's just on repeat. It's like, could somebody play a different record?
Seriously, and we've
A
said
record
this so
is
many
what they
times
used to
before.
have before digital.
Do not have a championship contenders match against the champions.
The
That has got to stop.
tell me who thinks that makes sense. In order for me to fight you, I need to fight you. To fight you. What?
See, back in the day, we were just watching some Dark Side of the Ring and Dark Side of the 90s and whatnot, and we were looking at a little Macho Man, a little Roddy Piper. And for those of you that don't know, man, back in the day, they didn't really have people going against one another like during the normal shows. Like it was an event for a reason.
Yes. Pay-per-view was when you were going to see the Macho Man versus Hulk Hogan. You weren't going to get that on a regular night. So the fact that they show us what the pay-per-view is over and over and over again every week and then think we're supposed to be excited to see it because of the name of the show when you've shown us that already so many times.
It's gotta, it blows my mind that a company as big as WWE, as long as they've been in business, who apparently can't take advice from any of us, can't get it, doesn't get it. To us, to all of us, it seems easy,
Right.
to just, okay, everybody into the writers' room immediately.
Right.
Here's how we're going to do this going forward.
We could write Summerslam with you guys, and it would be the best show that they've had in 4 years.
Thank you for that super chat.
Thank
The Three
you.
Kings, we appreciate you. They should have did like 2 refs. Yeah, I mean, why not? Why not? Bless you, it is
Thank
not
you.
COVID. It is not COVID. It is not COVID related, people. I say that again.
And I just took a Benadryl.
She took a Benadryl. We have allergies. Quick side note. We both have allergy issues. We're both allergic to California, but we're allergic to animals, and we keep having animals. I did allergy shots for 5 years. Listen to me. Booker T, 5 years, 5 years, 5 years, 5 years, 5 years. I go and get a test. Not only did my allergies not get any better across the board, they either stayed the same or got worse.
Yeah, I was there.
And there were times they would tell you, if you have an allergic reaction, let us know. We've got to cut back on your dosage. And I would never say anything. There were a couple of times the reaction got a little big. I'm like, I'm pushing through. Either I'm going to get better or I'm going to die. One way or the other, I'm going to be okay. That's some bull. That's some bull. So we have allergy issues. So we take our stuff. So that's just.
All right, let me tell you something, David Tate Jr. Let me tell you something, young man. I will not get over it because at the end of the day, the show sucks because they're not doing what they need to do.
I don't think it's a question of get over it. I don't think it's a question of get over it. I think there is a distinct possibility, and I think more than anything, we is choking and dying right now. So I'm going to carry the show. I don't know what happened. I think more than anything, if the people want it enough, it can happen. Just take a look at the Divas, Women's Revolution, whatever you want to call it. If it wasn't for that 2-minute Bellas match, we wouldn't have had the revolution that we did. Now, granted, things have cooled off tremendously in the WWE's women division. The women's tag team championships, the fact that it just became a non-thing It blows my mind. How hard is it to show the women, especially when we have a woman that's in charge, that we care about this division and we're going to invest? It's crazy. Just like we care about this woman right here who had to take a timeout, and again, not COVID related. So let me be clear on that.
I swallowed the wrong way.
Well, that's what she said. TV14. Welcome to the TV14 era.
That's what I get for yelling at you, David. That's what I get. I'm so sorry.
Could be. Yeah, I don't know. We do need Naomi back. It would be nice if she was a ref. Dro, you think it's good? You know, I know you're all in, Dro, on the Tyson Fury train. I'm not mad at it, but we haven't had any talk about Tyson Fury recently. I hear you though.
But if it will help, I mean, I'm for anything that will help the show.
Yeah.
But honestly, they need to right their wrongs and try to get back some of the people they should have never let go of.
Yeah.
You let go of people who we want to see, who could be out there entertaining us.
But also, it lends the question, like with this mysterious vignettes that we're seeing, don't, tease us. We've had this tease before, and we're thinking it's one thing, and it turns out to be something else. And they're just like, here's the best thing ever. And it's like, dude, really? Like, this is what you give us. You fire half your staff, and this is what you. It's I don't know. Klaus thinks that Brock is going to destroy Roman.
Based on what?
Dang. So basically,
based on what?
Roman's going Suplex City, population you, bro. That's what's going to happen.
And if let's say that did happen, let's say, I don't think that's going to happen, but let's say that did happen. Do you think Brock is going to be around with the belt, or is Brock going to just also be gone with the belt? Are they just never going to have the belt around?
Well, let me ask you this question, because AL Pro Wrestling, you make an interesting point. Nikki ASH is, and we can say this, a former Raw Women's Champion. This is fact. She wasn't champion very long, but she got it. Are we going to see the same thing with Liv Morgan? We were all thrilled. One of our highest rated reactions. The crowd went nuts. But like I said, Charlotte's coming back. Bayley's coming back. We still don't know what's going on with Sasha and Naomi. All rumors at this point, all speculation. But is Liv going to hold this title and have a successful run? Or is she going to be just an interim champion?
Depends on when her movie starts. And I don't disagree that it may be just another Nikki Ash situation, except for I just can't believe they ever put the belt on her in the first place. But it may be a thing where they did want it, that everyone wants the underdog to win. All kinds of people were excited that Nikki Ash won.
Yeah.
But then they were over it. And we know that the excitement that they had for Liv when she won kind of died down by the first week she came out. It wasn't quite the same.
Maybe that's what's going on with Natalya now. That maybe that was recognized and they're trying to get some heat so that they can continue to cheer for her. Because Natalya is the workhorse of the women's division. She's been around for a long time. And she's basically the go-to to be like, look, we need you to train up this person. We need to make sure this person looks good. Yeah, you've had your championships, but for the most part, we just need you to be a good worker bee.
Yeah, but lately they've been using her for every storyline. You used her for when Aaliyah came up, but they had Aaliyah destroyed so that they could do the whole, what was she called? The Defender? Was she called the Defender? Jiley, but was it the Defender? Was that what
I think, yeah.
And then they have this thing, and then she has, and then, now it's like the whole thing with Ronda and the whole thing with Liv. Like, everything is about Natty. Everything's been about Natty for a while, even though she's not winning. And I don't really know what's up with that because, I don't know.
Real quick, before we go any further, we have a good amount of people in here. If you haven't already, please take a quick second, hit that like button. We don't normally like to ask people to do that, but it does help our channel grow. So pretty please with sugar on top. Now I'm choking. Please hit that like button.
Isaiah, we did not see them tease Tamina joining the Bloodline. Or maybe I missed it.
Yeah, we heard about it.
I could have been choking at the
time. All right. Yeah, let's go down the list here. Hit Row, Bray Wyatt, Undisputed Era, Karrion Kross, Johnny Gargano, Candice LeRae, Dexter Lumis, etc., etc., etc.
Yeah, we were actually thinking about putting together a video of everyone we lost in 2020 and then in 2021.
In memory of.
Yeah.
Because these were some good groups, good factions, good people that we liked as is. We know they'll be fine. They go to the promotions.
But
WWE
isn't fine. And speaking of going to other promotions, who is the tag team champion at AEW? Who? Yep. And so Keith Lee and Swerve go to AEW, and now they're tag team champions. You let these people go around the same time. You couldn't figure out to put those two together?
Very simple.
Very simple.
And you know what they didn't need to do about Keith Lee? They didn't need to call him Bearcat.
That was so dumb.
They didn't need to change his name. You were fine the way you were. You became a double champion in NXT for a reason. They brought you over to the main roster for a reason. How are you seriously telling us, you bring us over here and you're like, hey, big man, we don't know what to do with you. Hey, your lady Mia Yim. I don't know.
She's doing great now.
Mercedes Martinez, a veteran, seasoned, got a little dirt on her.
Doing awesome.
Champion. Awesome. You want to put her in this nonsensical retribution. She's like, look, this ain't working for me. Bring me back.
Right.
Bring me back.
I mean, she takes the kick to the head that knocks her out cold.
Gone.
And you let her go while she's out on injury?
Gone.
Disgusting.
Gone. You know, we hope for the best. We are fans. We want to see them do good, but it gets.
But yeah, this is why we give it such a hard time. Because we are fans. We're fans of these pro wrestlers.
Yeah.
And we're fans of what this brand had, like the memories it gave us as children and throughout the years and all this stuff. But now you're ruining it.
Yeah.
You're like crapping all over our dream and our memories, and it sucks.
We got somebody else in the house. Yo, pop a 40 and check your rollie. It's Rolling Bird time. For anybody here? Brooklyn. Anybody remember that? Remember that?
What?
Shake ass bird. JTG.
Yeah.
Come on now, rest in peace, big man. Rest in peace.
Yes.
What's going on, Rolling Bird? Good to see you, bro. Joe, I can't. I don't know, man. I don't know about Tyson Fury, bro. I really don't. Withered, good to see you. You've got a prediction.
Oh, so he also thinks that Theory's going to take it from. Oh, you think at SummerSlam? Well, first of all, if they're going to give Theory the title, it should not be this soon. They should not be pushing him this hard, this fast, this soon. That's crazy. Let him ride this out. He's good with talking crap with the briefcase. He knows how to be entertaining with it. Let him use this briefcase thing for a whole till WrestleMania at
probably
least.
Won't be for a year.
Yeah, I can imagine
to the end of this year.
This soon.
Like,
I think the universe would push back so hard if they tried to do it that fast.
That would be crazy. I mean, that would be a heck of a swerve. I will say that. But how about this? Let's start the road to WrestleMania now. Roman Reigns wins. Decidedly, hands down, took Brock Lesnar out. Celebrating. You got Paul Heyman. Yes, my tribal chief. All of a sudden, the smell. Come on now.
That's what you've wanted for every pay-per-view.
That's what I wanted for every pay-per-view. My man comes out. Roman's like, what is going on here? What is happening? Rock kind of soaks it in. You know how he does. Goes to the ring, hugs his cousin, holds his hand up. He's thinking, oh, this is good. He's finally acknowledging me. Before the manhandle slam, the rock bottom.
You know, can you imagine that at WrestleMania, Roman does come out with his whole family, all of them, you know what I'm saying? And so The Rock is in the ring, but they show up to support him until they actually turn, and then they stand behind The Rock, and everyone turned on Roman.
That'd be crazy, Think about that.
Because of how Roman did the twins early on or whatever, and then him being away, maybe they felt like he wasted or whatever. And then they all go stand behind Roman.
Yes. See, this is what I'm saying. I heard about 30,000 for Sasha's appearances. Yeah, we're gonna start charging that. Yeah, we're gonna just show up at Boyle and 8th and just tell people, come see A&B Combos Wrestling Edition, $30,000 appearance fee. I mean, if she feels that she can get it, then get yours. I mean, honestly, she's not doing anything else. Why not? It's all still very confusing, just like the situation with Natty and Liv. I think it's a pretty fair thing to say. We've had some live debate with some people. We all at this point saw the clip. Natalya didn't sell Liv Morgan's move, and we had a little disagreement, she and I, about this. Just a smidge. For me, it's about respect, and she disrespected Liv in the business and herself being the pro that she is. And I think she did it intentionally because she knew it was a house show. She would never do that on live TV.
Mm-hmm.
Now they had their bid on SmackDown.
And what was my take on it that you disagreed with?
It was more it was more so talking about it overall because I incorporated Rhonda into this.
Oh.
Like apology wise and forgiveness, that kind of thing.
Well, so I think there's a difference. Natty has a respect for the business on a level where I was very surprised that she did that. However, like a spoiled brat who's been in it from the very beginning, she is wanting it to be her way. It's supposed to be about her. She this, she that. And I don't think she likes that Liv stepped ahead of her. And I'm telling you, if those background little videos we watched were any indication, you know what? We're gonna post those for you guys to see, just in case you guys didn't see them. She had a problem with she. I know that she's been here a long time. It feels like it's her chance. She's already had the chance. You've had what titles you're gonna have. She has another title run. I'm not invested at all. I'm not. I just.
But
I mean, she's not as awful as Nikki Ash, but the fact that she did that to Liv at the house show just like put the nail in the coffin.
Yeah, now clearly we're sure they had a conversation. They had their match last night at SmackDown. It was fine. It showed some spunk.
How many times do we need to see this match?
The roster's thin.
That's the problem. Stop it, Bone Crusher.
The roster is thin. Hey, Wesley Franklin, good to see you.
Here.
The roster is thin, man. So I don't know. Unless we get some people up here. I mean, Sophie, you make a good point. Is the board of directors going to remove Vince? I don't know. I don't know. I don't think so. I think Vince will resume power because let's be honest, it's been kind of business as usual.
No.
Except for this PG era ending, TV14 started. What that's going to look like.
Well, he might have wanted that to end just so that we could actually talk about what he did.
I mean,
which is not for children to hear.
He did some stuff. He did some stuff. The Rock's special deal. Yeah, I mean, The Rock's daughter comes out. Okay, show us what you got. You've been training for a minute. You've been training for a cool minute. We've seen people who have also been training with you who are now in NXT and beyond. They're doing well. We seem to have more competition with the women's division in NXT that's of interest.
Right.
the fact that you had Nikita Lyons out for just a minute, cut a promo, come back, like that was more interesting than like with Mandy Rose and Toxic Attraction, the whole deal. With speaking of the Cora Jade's, did you all see that skateboard fiasco?
There's no way they didn't see it. There's no way. It's been a meme. It's been on everything.
Oh my gosh.
And I personally, there's two things that it could mean. Either they are really cutting their budget on props and they're not even trying, or they gave her that little cardboard lightweight skateboard that would fall apart if you just barely touched it because they're little girls and they don't want the little girls to hurt themselves. You would not have given a dude a skateboard that looked like that. You wouldn't have. You probably would have just rigged a real skateboard to be able to break easily, but you would get hit with it. People get hit with tables, with chairs, with real stuff. And so for you to give her, from the minute she came out, we knew that wasn't a skateboard.
Yeah, it was.
And so honestly, like the prop department was just, they should be fired. Whoever did that should have been fired.
Yeah, but I will say this for Cora Jade. She rolled with it. She held that that little piece of skateboard high in the air, like she did something with it. Quite frankly, I would have just tossed that thing down. It was like when Solo Sequoia had that little, mark, that burn thing, whatever it was on the side of her face, on the side of his face that like just started to flap.
Just started falling off.
You know what I mean? Like I don't know where the budget is. Y'all find a lot of people. Y'all should have more money in the budget for special effects and makeup. So I don't know what you're doing, man. It's kind of wild. We need AOP back. Boy, that's another group, another tag team. Watch it.
I mean, honestly, but think about it. Think about when AOP was around. Like, they had such strong tag teams.
A lot of good people. You're right, Darian Thomas. The Wild Samoans come out. Like, that's what we're saying. They ain't doing nothing. You're not doing nothing. Come on, man. Just, it's wasted opportunities.
I do want to say that the New Day dressed like the Viking Raiders in costume is funny.
Yeah.
But they're always entertaining. It's not like we always think they're not going to entertain.
I see a super chat in the house. Hold on one second. We see you. We see you.
If you click on it, does it take you to it?
It does not.
Oh, yeah, I think you got that.
It does not. Hold on.
Oh, wow, we've been missing this whole chat.
We've been talking.
It wasn't moving. Sorry.
There it is. The three
the
kings.
Chat was frozen.
Coming in hot. Thank you so much for that super chat. We appreciate you. You say WWE are getting away from hiring indie wrestlers and focusing on other sports athletes and celebs. I don't think this being sustainable long term.
No.
Who's going to carry when they leave for their other obligations?
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, you could bring a Bad Bunny in. You can sign Logan Paul. The thing is that the audience, the universe actually works opposite of that, right? Like, AEW didn't mind when Shaq came in and did a match or whatever, but we don't expect you to sign Shaq as a superstar. Those kind of things are supposed to be a one-off, maybe a two-off, right? So at the point where you have, you bring in Logan Paul, but like I've said before, as Miz will tell you, they were not kindly to Miz because he came from reality TV, and they don't necessarily give you an automatic respect if you're coming as a YouTuber. They're going to automatically actually, I think, feel like you're just trying to ride in on your YouTube waves and you haven't really earned your way there. So I don't see him. I don't know why the WWE creative doesn't see it, but he didn't get a great response last time, and nobody's going to care that he's fighting The Miz, and will probably actually go for The Miz, if you ask me.
I mean, Logan Paul showed some skill in the ring. Give him credit for that. He has an aptitude for pro wrestling.
Absolutely. He's very athletic.
He's very athletic.
And The Miz has always been great, too, and he got hate and heat, and it took him a long time.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just saying, Logan Paul has an uphill battle.
But what is the ultimate goal here? Because Miz wanted to be a pro wrestler. My man's a multi-time champion. He's one of the highest paid, biggest faces in the company because he's a full-time pro wrestler. Just because Logan Paul signed a contract doesn't mean he's going to be a full-time pro wrestler. He might be popping in here and there. And it's going to take, like you said, it's going to take a long time to get there. If he's just going to be popping in every now and again, that's an uphill battle.
I don't know if he has the spirit to stick around. I think much like Ronda Rousey, who everyone also did not like her coming over from UFC. I feel like a lot in the same way, like they're excited or they're kind of, whatever, and then they're over it. And Ronda got her feelings really hurt and she felt some type of way. I can't imagine that Logan Paul has the stamina to ride out the hate wave, to wait to become someone that people like. But
he's going to have to. He's signed on the dotted line, just like Ronda Rousey.
But
you better hear it.
But you would have been better coming in heel because so many people hate you already. Yeah. Trying to bring him in as a face and thinking that him facing Miz will change anything is just delusional.
Yeah, but I think he's a good person to be paired up with in this way. Either him or Sami Zayn. They seem to be the ones that get in with the celebrities and kind of work with them a little bit.
David Tate Jr., I agree with you on the New Day deserving better.
Who do we think Bayley should face? Well, you know what? I think we should leave it up to her because I think it should be Bayley's choice.
I think that I can't imagine. She has unfinished business with Bianca. The only reason that they would have her come over to the other brand is to have a more exciting champion if they do take that away from Liv, because she could either go and stay. I had beef with you and I left and we're not done, or she could come over here and try to get the other belt from Liv, and then ultimately by the time they have to mix it up, like, oh, don't think that I forgot about you. Knowing them, they'll combine those belts too.
But if Sasha and Naomi really are gone, at least, even if they're still employees of WWE but just continue to be indefinitely suspended, SmackDown needs some weight. Like they need that female Bayley weight. Charlotte can't just come back and be like, okay, I'm back and this division is mine again.
Right.
I think depending, like I said, what happens with Liv, I would like to see her go at Liv. I really would. And then Charlotte comes up and goes, whoa, 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 not so fast. I did my bit with Andrade, and now guess who's back? I think that's what is needed. Yeah, wrestlers changing their names. Good point, Sophie Dofi. Why? We know you as you are, and I'm going to be honest with you. I don't like just saying theory. I really don't. It just feels incomplete.
Well, his logo is an A, so it doesn't even make sense. And honestly, what is the point? I don't.
Why not just call Charlotte Flair? Banks. Naomi's already one name, no problem. Just change everybody.
I mean, I just don't understand what they're thinking. Let's change their name. That's gonna do what? Confuse us.
It's not gonna do anything. Just like they did with
annoy us.
You see it in NXT as well. You know what? They're established, and it's not like they had a character change.
Yeah.
Usually, we'll see something like that with a character change that we generally are like, yeah, no.
Right.
But still, there's a whole thing. It's not just okay. So today you're A and I'm B. No, okay. Today you're C. It doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense.
So you're B today?
Yeah, I think I'm gonna be B. 9. My name is Gunther. And that's it. This is another thing I want to bring up. What was wrong with Imperium? I loved Imperium. They were fine coming over every now and again over here, wrecking shop. Then what happens? They get split up, name change. And now he's going in on his partner, slapping the mess out of his chest. Who Who told you to do? Why? Why? Why are you trying to break this up? What is wrong with how they were? Dude, you're killing us. And now you want to have them, and they're going to get into a feud now? You already know Gunther's going to win?
Mm-hmm.
Because he's the King General.
Yeah.
Come on, dog.
And I feel like there's two different factions that they're using as one faction on NXT right now that could have been used to the main roster to fight the Bloodline by now. Because they were a bloodline on their own, right? They're just a Latin bloodline. So I just feel like there's just, once again, like missed opportunities to start mixing all this mess up.
Interesting. Well, here's also interesting. Super Chat in the house. Thank you so much. And you say, is a Cody return possible at the end of the match?
No, it's too
Aaron
soon.
Drew.
Too soon. Because he said he had to be out for 6 months. It's been what? It's been like 1 month. He's got 5 months to go. May he make a pop-up in 3 months? Like maybe he come back a couple months early against Doctor's advice? Maybe.
I think I would love to see it. I think it would be foolish because he's been surgically repaired. He's already on the shelf, like ring-wise. I don't want to see him do anything that's going to screw it up and make it that much longer.
No, but if he came back so he has 5 months to go. Let's say he came back in 3.5 months, but bringing in a new talent and managing them until he could go.
I mean, I wouldn't mind.
You know what I mean? Because then at least we see his face, we hear him, we have his presence, his whole thing. And, you know, I think their policy of just making people just disappear because they're injured is just so detrimental to their
they don't like they don't like it. They absolutely don't like it. What tag teams? Crystal, you make a good point. What tag teams exactly? What tag team legitimately? You have the Viking Raiders. They're heel, they're face, they're heel, they're face. They're kind of flipping and flopping. You have Alpha Academy, Usos, Street Profits. Like, we just keep getting the same thing over and over and over again. And there's just no, and on the women's side, you're just kind of tossing women together. And NXT, it worked with a couple of ladies, I will say.
Yeah, but NXT has one of the most amazing set of women tag team wrestlers that we've seen in a long time. And I don't know why they, number one, don't have gold, or number two, have not been moved to the main roster.
Yeah, but here you have the tag team champions now, and one party just turned on the other.
Right.
Like, you literally just got the gold.
Right.
And I'm looking at her and I'm like,
does
Great know their tag team partners?
But also, why did you give these kids the gold? They are these, I mean it
so
was hard
because attraction,
but they are not that great.
No, they're not.
They're not that great.
Green.
I'm sorry. They're still a little green. They do not deserve the gold in the first place. What is the name of this group? Why are they slipping my brain right now? You know who they are. Every time they're in the ring, they're the moves that they have worked off each other.
Oh, you're talking about Casey.
Yes.
Yeah.
Casey and
Katie
Kaden.
Carter. Yeah.
Kate. Yes.
Yeah.
They are phenomenal. They are a real tag team. They are coordinated. Just like the Usos and the Street Profits, they use each other for certain moves, and like they are in sync, and they're great.
Yeah.
Just bring them up, man. Like, there are actual tag teams. The fact that they throw people together to try to make tag teams because they don't know what to do with them, and then dismiss the tag teams, is so weird.
But the fact that they haven't gotten the gold yet, but you put it on Core Jade, and now
they didn't deserve it at all.
They are breaking up.
They didn't deserve it at all.
Like, it's weird.
So are you retiring the? What are you? I don't know, man.
It's so weird. Not unlike, and I make a very good question, Jedi Knight. With Lacey Evans, I mean, her actions are what we expected from this heel turn. She's a good heel. Stay the course. For me personally, I hope out of this we see an elevated Aaliyah because she was good in NXT. Loved her in the Robert Stone brand.
Well, she's totally just a day player right now.
And that's what I don't like. I'm really hoping that this elevates and has her step up her game.
I mean, she literally just stood in the ring last week and got hit. And then she just stood in the ring last room and got, and then nothing, didn't have a match or anything. So she really is just a background prop.
And that's sad that she's better than that. So I don't know. I got a match. Legacy versus Bloodline. Ooh-wee. Wow. Could you imagine that? No. What's up? First off, John Lee 45 for life.
What's up?
Good to see you. No, Natty should not hang him up.
I think that she could continue to contribute, but I think that she needs to come to terms with the fact that she is not going to be a Charlotte Flair. She's not going to be a Sasha Banks. That's not in the cards for her. And it's because she doesn't fight on their level. She doesn't. I mean, if you've seen Rhea and Raquel's match, if you've seen any of these hardcore crazy matches, Natty is not on that level. I think that she at this point is bitter.
She can be. We've seen her step up her game.
We've seen her step up her game because she was awful.
But she's
still not their level.
Direction with Natty. She's thrown in with tag teams, help this person help. There's no legitimate, clear vision for her, which is sad at this stage in her career.
That's the same with Shayna too. Shayna isn't at the same stage in the career, but Shayna, they had such high hopes for her with NXT. Then they brought up and they pushed her hard, a little too hard. Then they just took her away. Then they brought her back, and she's also just background noise, just like a B player who just comes in to fill a spot when they need to.
Killian does everything to answer your question. We mentioned that earlier. Bravo to AEW for seeing what we all see and saw in Swerve and in Keith Lee. Okay? WWE's over here like, you know what? You're all fired. You're trash. You're garbage. AEW just...
And one man's trash is another man's tag team champions.
Facts. These guys are good. These guys can go. We enjoyed watching them perform in WWE. Apparently WWE didn't enjoy it, didn't know what to do. You got Keith Lee, who can move like a bear cat. Okay? A big man, a man of his size, should not be able to move like he does. But he does. That is gold. And AEW saw it, and now they got gold around their waist.
Isaiah, I would say that I think that Theory is a hybrid of John Cena and The Miz. He has the entertainment level of The Miz. He has delivered with this character, and he delivered the way. He was awesome in The Way. That was an awesome character. That was completely different.
Left the way.
Completely different from this character. So he's already shown you that he's very versatile, and he is entertaining. As far as athletic, as young as he is, to be as athletic and talented as he is, I do see that he has a future John Cena potential. You put John Cena and The Miz together, and you know what I'm saying? That's just guaranteed success either way. But I just don't. They shouldn't be putting that title on him right now.
Bobby East. So what is this? I just saw. Oh dang! Bobby East fatally stabbed. Wow, 37. That is terrible. Wow, Mr. K9. First of all, welcome.
Welcome.
Love your profile picture. That sucks. We are going to definitely say prayers for his family. That is terrible.
That's awful.
You know what? You make a very good. You make a good point, Trevor. And we've talked about this a couple times too. Dolph Ziggler. You want to talk about somebody
coming back?
That
is he
has managed
gone?
to stay in the conversation.
Is he gone?
You know what I mean? What he did with Theory. Here's somebody else. Another example. Dolph Ziggler makes no mistake about his place at the table, but he has managed to stay in this conversation for a long time. He is very, very good competition for Theory. A former champion himself. I'm all about it.
All about it. You know, it'd be fire.
I mean, I kind of hate to see him and Rude break up, but again, another example of a team that they work well together.
Well, Rude they didn't break up when he went back to NXT as champion. Rude was just his valet. So they wouldn't have to break up for him to fight Theory. He could still be his right-hand man.
Perhaps. And we got Kaleo does everything with a super chat. Thank you so much for that. We appreciate you. Sorry to spoil this one, but Harlan from NXT made his AEW debut on Dark Tapings earlier today. Oh, wow. Well,
What?
we know. Well, he was another guy that ended up on the chopping block. Is anybody surprised? At this point, look, we said this a while ago. For those that don't remember what the Monday Night Wars were like, it was legit. They imploded, yes, but their whole thing was going to put WWE out of business. We will get the stuff, bring them on over. It's the same thing, same network. It's the exact same situation that's going on. And that's fine. Because if you're not going to make it in one promotion, now you have options. You have other promotions here that you can go to. And Tony Khan is more than happy to shell out the money. Because he sees something. What WWE at one point saw. The fact that they want to cut ties, maybe this is why they had to fire everybody, because Vince needed all this hush money.
You know what the difference is? The difference in these two billionaires. And by the way, we are fans of professional wrestling. For those of you who are new to us, we're fans of professional wrestling. We will follow the professional wrestlers wherever they go because we're fans of them. We do not cater to one billionaire over another. So all the people out there who are like die hard on Vince's jock or die hard on Tony's jock, we're not with that. We're really not. But the difference between these two billionaires is that this one is young. He's young and desperate to make sure this works. This is his chance. He's old and tired and under scandal and making more and more mistakes with each show that he's in charge of. So the difference is that the Vince that fought back in the day is not the Vince of today. It's like Vince's granddaddy is fighting this battle, right?
Oh my
And
gosh.
I think he's tired.
Yeah, Tony Khan is hungry. And it shows. Now he's got Ring of Honor. Now's the time. Like we said, you spread out your people. Spread them out. Utilize them.
Spread it.
Get championships on them. You got a trios championship that's coming up. See, this is what I'm saying. You're making new belts.
Yeah.
Atlantic championship.
Yeah, they're making new belts while WWE is trashing old belts and combining them and stuff.
And disappearing.
And just acting like they don't exist because your champions walked out.
There's a glaring difference here in the promotions. And we don't want to necessarily say one is better over the other, but there are some.
It just seems like one is growing and like we're coming into new life while one is kind of dying, which makes us sad because we don't want anything to die. We'd like for it all to be good, so we have all good stuff to watch.
Yes, and thank you for that super chat, Kaleo.
Thank you.
Really appreciate that. Jedi Knight, we can imagine Bloodline versus Evolution. You know, Evolution in their prime. Yeah, I hate to say it.
Yeah, I hope Rhea recovers soon.
Evolution's going. We'll take it. Evolution in their prime? Yeah. Money Gang Entertainment. What's up?
No.
What's going on?
Well,
Saturday night's a live event.
I guess Triple H, Orton, Batista.
Come on now.
I mean, Ric Flair was a little bit older, but he would be there like
he still has some gas in the tank.
He was there, Paul Heyman on the mic.
Well, he can be. Yeah, we're pulling for Rhea, and that's another situation. This was obviously. First of all, the fact that you had Judgment Day be what it was.
Money Game Entertainment.
Which was fine. We loved it. You destroyed it. You had them turn on edge, thinking, okay, now we got the trio, and Rhea gets injured.
Yeah, that's crazy. And I heard some other wrestling shows that didn't even like the Judgment Day. What's wrong with the Judgment Day?
They were great.
The Judgment Day was great until they ruined it.
They were great. We love good factions. Every faction needs to have a strong female. We're all about it. But it got destroyed. So that's what happens when you put your eggs in a basket, and then the basket, one of the eggs gets injured, or I decide to go part-time, or whatever the case may be. Like, this is what we're saying. You've got to build up each and every one of your performers so that nobody's a bathroom break. Nobody's like, well, I don't know. You know, no, it's not COVID. It's not COVID.
My allergies are acting up today. I promise you. I took a Benadryl before.
She did. We should.
But-
Hey, Ivan, it's good to see you.
Welcome,
AEW got
welcome.
like 500 championships. If you include Ring of Honor, so be it. So be it. And you know what else? You know what else they have?
Bubblegum Live.
You know what else they have? They have a women's mid-card championship in their TBS title. Okay, and Jade
And yet,
Cargill makes
there's
that
nothing
feel like it's
mid-card
the
about her.
championship.
Mm-hmm.
Why can't we get that for the women in WWE?
She is awesome.
Come on now.
Awesome specimen.
You know what, Darian? Love House of Black, and like we said, every faction needs
Love
a strong
House of
female.
Black.
And we're all about it. I think she's good. We enjoy it. And Mama, you okay? King swag.
I'm trying.
Yeah,
I'm trying.
she will be. Nice DMX shirt. We love that. Yeah, Jade Cargill is a beast. I think Jade Cargill, there's still a little polishing she can do in the ring, in her in-ring performance. She clearly has the look. She's got the mic skills. She's got the attitude. And that shows because they put a belt on her.
Yes. I actually think that there is a few times that I've seen her go like, because she's so big and they put her against average sized people.
She's got to hold back a little bit.
And she has to hold back a little bit and you could kind of see it. But with Rhea, I mean, when Rhea was fighting Nikki Ash, that was awful. It was so obvious that you're trying to figure out how not to pummel this person because you're not supposed to. And so I felt like Jade Cargill wasn't quite as cringy as I felt like the match with Rhea and Nikki Ash was. Now, I felt like the match with Rhea and Liv wasn't as bad. So maybe that was a Nikki Ash thing.
Mm-hmm.
But it is kind of hard when you're that much larger and they put you against these little people and you're supposed to let them look good for a second. It's hard. You got to be trying to go out of your way to miss and because you're so big.
Dro, you said something about mentioned one of his friends battling cancer. I don't know which. Did we mention something about that? I don't know what you're referring to.
Did you know that you mentioned one of his friends is battling cancer? One of whose friends is battling cancer?
Yeah, I'm not sure what you're talking about there. If you could just kind of clarify that. Sorry, but Tony Khan and Vince have one thing in common. They both have bad women's divisions with talented women.
I have to disagree with your homeboy. I don't think AEW's women division is bad at all. I can't remember the last time that I've seen some women going out at AEW and was like, this is a bad match.
Yeah,
their roster is pretty strong.
Yeah. We're digging what we're seeing over there.
Yeah.
I would love to see some more people get some wins like the Runaway, but
I don't think I think Thunder Rosa's run was whack, but other than that,
a great belt. It's a good looking belt, man.
Yeah.
You're talking about Keith Lee. Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Oh no, I did not know that one of his friends is battling cancer.
Is anybody, before we say this, and then we'll get out of here. We'll let you get back to your Saturday night. But let me ask you this question: is anybody looking forward to TV14 Monday Night Raw? Does anybody think this is going to be a good thing?
Bill Hades, COVID's not over.
No, it is not over
At all.
But it's
like
TV14.
7,000 people are getting it a day. Like 600 people died yesterday from it out here.
Are they going to add the Attitude Era, the Ruthless Aggression Era? Like, are we looking forward to this, or do we think this is just going to be a dud?
Well, if you're looking at me, I have no more faith in them. Every time they've made a change over the last 3 years, we're like, Is this going to be good? They brought Paul Heyman in. Oh, that'll be great. They brought Eric Bischoff in. Oh, that'll be great. And I mean, then you let them go. Then Paul comes back here, and then you let Eric go, and then we see him pop up here, and
Wow.
I have no faith. I have no faith. I don't think it's going to be a good move because I don't think they've made any good moves in a long time.
You got a lot of Action Championship, Fox Sports Women's Tag Team Championship. You know, that's actually not a bad name.
Yeah, but
USA Women's Championship, USA Network Women's Tag Team Championship, Extreme Hardcore Championship.
They would need to actually have some champs. They would need some people. Their roster is this big. So everyone would be a champ.
You can't do it all the time. It takes years off your life. But I like both the men and the women going hardcore. Look, at the end of the day, all I want to see...
that match with Britt Baker and Thunder Rosa. Yes, I hated it. I was like, because it was awful.
I want to say, was that real? I don't know. What did we just watch? I want OMG moments when I watch professional wrestling.
So do I, but I don't need blood to know that.
Not mad at a little blood.
And attacks are real. And I don't need to watch people torture themselves. That's another level.
Little trickle.
So for all of you all sadistic people out there like this, I don't know that actually,
SummerSlam, Ronda or Liv. We will save that for our prediction, I think. But
yes. I can tell you that from watching Ronda's behind the scenes Snapchat thing, like I mentioned before, I think that she really wanted to prove something by coming back so fast. And I think she likes having the baby on the road. I don't think she's enjoying having to leave her to go out there and try to nurse in between. I don't know that I think Ronda came back and had a little run. I don't know that she wants to stay right now. I think that she's probably like, you know what? Let me just take this baby home.
You know what, Sophie? You make a good point. We do remember Raw Underground. Do you all remember Raw Underground? When we first saw the Nigerian giant Omos? Raw Underground had promise. We were initially excited. I think we even did a reaction or two. And it turned out to be trash. It was just a last hour of trash.
Yeah, we thought we did. We got excited about Underground. And we got excited when Shane came back to face Braun and actually, because how could you go wrong with Shane and Braun? And then it went so wrong that it was cringeworthy. It was so awful that you have fired Braun and Shane ultimately.
Yeah. It's again.
Every time they do something, they're ruining it. They're just ruining everything. And so, no, I have no faith that this is going to be a good
Vince
decision.
is still in charge. You're absolutely right, Sheila. You're absolutely right.
Yeah, exactly. And that's the problem. WWE needs to save the company by figuring out how to get rid of Vince. And in order for that to happen, Triple H and Stephanie probably need to be on board, which is a problem.
Which is crazy because Vince basically said, okay, I'm going to let go of everything except how the shows go. I'm going to let go of all this other stuff, but everything you guys watch on television, that's still going to be all me. All me.
So you're telling me a woman wrestler came forward and said that you actually only would give her a push if she engaged in oral sex with you. And then
Allegedly.
I said accused.
Allegedly.
And then said that once she refused, that you actually, took her off TV and she was released. And you still insist on holding on to creative, and you don't think the women back there should think any different of you. You don't think that the men back there should think any different of you or what they can do to the other women. Like your message, if all that comes out to be true and he refuses to stand down, I don't know how I could keep doing WWE reactions. I don't know how I could keep supporting a company that will support a monster if this stuff comes out to be true.
That's what the investigation is all about.
Because we're not just talking about an affair now. Now we're talking about you using your status in the company to basically rape women to get your way.
That's why I said you have now the unique opportunity with Stephanie McMahon being in charge of the whole thing.
For your family, for the dynasty.
And going head on.
And his ego is not going to let him do it.
Monday Night Raw, you come out. Triple H comes out. Hell, even have Vince come out. And you basically tell everybody, we are changing the culture of WWE henceforth. Here's what we're doing. Bring Sasha back. Bring Naomi back. Guess what? A couple of fire superstars. You're back. Things are changing. Creative team fired. All new creative team has been hired. We're giving you guys what you want to see. Better storylines, better action. We may be TV14. We're not going full Attitude Era, but we're going to give you something that's going to be must-see. Nothing's going to be a bathroom break.
And here's the thing. Vince has not apologized yet. Now, I'm assuming the reason he hasn't apologized or taken ownership is because it's still under investigation and he's trying to see what he could get away with. Which means that just like everybody else, once everything comes out and it's fact and you're caught, then you're going to apologize for what you have to apologize for because you got caught. But the smart thing to do right now would say, I'm not going to address the allegations as there is legal whatever involved. But I obviously made people feel some type of way, and it is affecting the company in this type of way because I love women and respect women. I'm going to hand this over to Stephanie, and I'm just going to step out because that would show that you care about what's going on. Not only how the company is going under and your shows are going under, but the message you're sending when you're acting like we should just stand together by you and pretend like this isn't happening, like it's not a big deal.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. More than anything for me, with TV14, I'm hoping that we get to see the people that we saw in NXT get turned up again. That their fire, their heat, the way that we saw them perform in NXT, black and gold, gets back in the ring on Monday Night Raw. That's what I hope comes out of TV14. If that happens, then this is a good thing.
You think they're going to bring Sergeant Slaughter back? Oh, wait, no, I'm sorry. I went back a little too far. My bad. So now I'm thinking.
You got a lot of nerve, maggot.
So now I'm thinking the only reason I keep saying if the allegations are true is because doesn't it seem like all of this should have came out during the Me Too movement?
You would think.
Don't you think it's a little weird that we had an entire Me Too movement about billionaires in entertainment doing this, and nobody spoke up?
Nothing's come to light like it has now. You're absolutely
That
right.
is a little bizarre.
You're absolutely
That's the only thing that makes me go, I'm not sure.
You're absolutely Vince. You are fired. Get the Undertaker to kidnap Vince and take. See.
Oh,
you
that
just
would
took it
be
back
fire! And they just put him in the coffin, and Undertaker just wins.
like you did with Stephanie. Now you see, but we thought, like I saw that Hardcore Championship, we thought that's what we're going to get when Mick Foley brought out that 24/7 championship. Didn't happen. I don't know.
It's
TV13. That's hilarious.
I don't love the 24/7 on Dana Brooke. It's okay. I just don't feel any way about Dana Brooke. If she didn't have the title and she disappeared, I wouldn't go, hey, where'd Dana Brooke go? But I feel like if they can't make all this work with Carmella, then maybe they should make Carmella the 24/7 champion, take it from Dana, and let R-Truth be her valet.
Wow.
Because her and R-Truth are comedy gold together.
Yeah, man.
They're comedy gold together. And then you would have Dana and Reggie, and then it's weird because Reggie's like trying to whatever, but she's like, no. You know what I'm saying?
Another person that was at the forefront, now at the background.
That's what I'm saying, but I'm saying that maybe instead of letting Carmella go, if the audience won't get into her with this battle, if they just, because them being silent, you guys really had to be there to understand that there was just no. She came out and it was just cricket, like it was crazy. So if that keeps happening, maybe let her take it from Dana Brooke, let R-Truth and her rekindle, and let them go back to being in disguise, sitting in the audience. That stuff was great.
But I think more than anything, just retire the 24/7 championship, get a real championship, let them compete for that. These women are wasting their time, and sometimes you have men who are afraid to cover women because they're women.
They're entertaining, though. They don't care. At this point, the 24/7 championship has been entertaining. It is your bathroom break cartoon that, like, remember when you went to the movies when you were a kid and they'd show a little cartoon while people went to the bathroom? You guys would not know about that.
Don't get rid of Akira Tozawa. We love Akira Tozawa.
No.
But I think it's all fair to say at this point, unless the investigation concludes Vince did, in fact, do improprieties against company policy, my man is going nowhere.
For sure.
Nowhere.
If the accusation by the female superstar is real, that's it.
Well, keep in mind, no, it's not it, because everybody signed an NDA. Everybody got paid.
That doesn't mean you can break the law. That doesn't mean you can break the rules.
I'm saying if the investigation comes back,
yeah,
that he did not, in fact, commit any improprieties.
Oh yes, you're right. No, it's going to go back to normal.
Then he's not going anywhere.
Right.
Vince retires when he's under the dirt. That's when my man retires. You have a whole scandal going on. For the first time, you step down, but you don't really step down.
You step down, but you don't really step down.
You know what I mean? So he's not going anywhere.
Well, because his love for himself and his ego is bigger than his love for the WWE. Yeah. That's why.
3 Stages of Hell, bring it back. They got some creative things to do. So I think that's it for us.
What's a lie, Shayla? I don't know what she's talking about.
I don't know. Shayla, it's a lie? What did you...
I said a lot, and he said a lot, so I don't know which part.
I don't know if we're talking about... I feel like the show is still going on, even though it's been going on because boring. Well, yeah, it's still WWE.
Right.
I mean, they're still making money for USA, for Fox, for Peacock. It's a global brand. Right. So
there are still little kids very invested in it.
Yeah.
It's a very different world for them. They don't even know what they're missing because they didn't have the old era.
And John Cena, good night, Sophie Dophie. Thank you for your super chat.
And I actually don't think it would be a bad idea to bring John Cena back for a few months and let him actually go here for a while.
Oh, you said something right here. We got a super chat. Nakia Smith.
Thank you.
WWE, you got a problem. Mick Foley.
Yeah.
Facts.
Hello.
Facts. Yeah. The reason his era worked.
Didn't they just sign Mick Foley? WWE to come back on the backside.
Well, I'm sure he has a Legends contract, but I'm saying.
But I saw that he signed something the other day.
Did Mick Foley sign anything that we know of?
I could have been tripping.
Yeah, well, John Cena, him coming back was one of their highest rated, even for us.
See Sasha Banks and Paige joining AEW. I for sure Paige is not done wrestling.
Yeah, no,
she's not done.
No,
she made that very clear, and I don't know why you would just let her go.
She might even be cleared.
Sasha Banks, of course, she would come out on AEW. There's no doubt in my mind.
No bra and panties matches. Nobody wants to see that. Good night, Shayla. Nobody wants to see that nonsense. Nobody.
Mm-mm.
We're not going back to the Stone Ages of women's wrestling. That was what it was at the time. Nah, man. We don't need that. Quantaven, good night. Good night. And I think that's it for us.
It's a mega problem, yeah.
You know what? We talked about some things.
Yes.
We agreed and disagreed on some things. I think more than anything, and maybe we might go live after Raw. I don't know. It's late here.
Oh, of the old romance with the old wrestlers. Yeah, no, I don't mind nostalgia, and I usually am not for bringing them back usually. But John Cena's is shape, and he gets a reaction from the crowd, and they don't know what to do. Reigns isn't around. Cody is injured. John Cena is that mega star with that mega reaction, and they let everybody else go. So I feel like I wouldn't usually want them to bring somebody back, but I don't know what else they have nothing going on right now.
I don't think he is. And again, it's another part-timer. Now we have the champion. The unified champion is a part-timer. Yeah. When does it end?
Right.
Seriously, this is ridiculous. We have the main event at SummerSlam is a part-timer versus a part-timer. Just hear me out here. a part-timer versus a part-timer, and the one part-timer you built this entire brand around for the last 2 years.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Good night, Jody. We appreciate you, brother.
Good
All
night,
right,
Jody.
that's it for us. I think we have talked about some things. Maybe we might go live. It depends because it is late for Monday Night Raw. We're all really kind of curious to see what TV14 is going to look like. And I don't think it's going to be all just like a regurgitation of, okay, we're now 3 hours of blah, like right out of the gate. You got to turn it up. Like, you can't just be like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know. I guess we will see. Roman doesn't like it now. Yeah, we can see that, and that's kind of sad. But this is the thing. Again, we centered this around you.
Yeah, but then we fired everybody you could fight. Every battle you could have had that would have been good.
I wrecked them. I stacked them.
He got rid of all of them.
I pinned them.
Braun and him would have had an amazing another fight because their first fight was so good. And that was a different Roman Reigns. You could bring back a different Braun right now, and they would have a massive battle, and people would be into that. He's huge. Come on, man.
Somebody's about to show up. Whether that's an Edge or I don't know. These vignettes are not for naught.
It wouldn't make sense for that to be Edge, for Edge to leave a
Somebody's
supernatural
showing
and come
up.
back supernatural. I don't know.
I don't know who.
Unless he starts Judgment Day over.
I don't know.
Reset.
Yeah, like this, Bianca and Carmella thing. So let's find out what happens. We're all gonna watch Monday Night Raw. We're gonna see what this TV14 is all about. We may have some reactions. We may do a live and talk about it. I don't know. We don't know.
Mm-hmm.
We will figure it out. Thank you all for joining us
today.
Thank
you so much for coming and talking wrestling with us
for our Saturday night's live event. We appreciate you guys so much. Thank you so much for the super chats.
Yes.
We really enjoyed talking to you all for Saturday night's live event. And let's see what happens. Please come back for some more A and B combos.
Wrestling edition.
Bone Crusher is taking a nap. She's all barked out. Thank you for showing Bone Crusher some love.
Thanks for hanging with us, you guys.
We love y'all. We appreciate y'all. Whoa, whoa, whoa.
You know it.
I love saying that. That is it. We will catch you all later. And we bid you all
adieu.
good night.